They're trying to create a buffer zone that goes deep into Lebanon, and they're failing to do so. So right now they're just looking for more and more tactical victories. Israel's strength is in using heavy U.S. weapons from thousands of feet away from any combatant, as well as Wile E. Coyote nerd attacks, like sending exploding pagers to thousands of people in Lebanon. But it's so far demonstrated that it's unable to actually establish on the ground a buffer zone. And so it's terrorizing people in Dahia, specifically in southern Beirut.
Let's talk for a second, Max, about what's happened to Israel when they've sent in ground forces into Lebanon, and which I think helps explain why they're launching in these airstrikes. We talked about this last week. Israel does not want to fight directly against Hezbollah. Their strategy all along is to target civilian infrastructure and make life miserable for the people of the country in the hopes that that will do the job for it in weakening their adversary, Hezbollah. And what happened just the other day when Israeli forces went into Lebanon, at least 8 Israeli soldiers were killed, at least. I mean, there's different accounts, but the minimum number of soldiers killed on the Israeli side is 8. And
that's all that they've announced, but we're talking about dozens of critical injuries. There's reports that they were nearly kidnapped, which would have probably triggered another Hannibal directive. You can see them being medevaced. Dozens of ambulances were waiting on the Israeli side of the border. This is from the IGAZ Special Forces team that was specifically trained to fight the Radwan unit of Hezbollah, which is based in southern Lebanon and poised for this kind of fight. Israel's putting forward some kind of statistics like 250 Hezbollah fighters killed. How do we know that they killed that many? We'll never know. But these are significant losses. This was around the town of Adassia, which has faced numerous attacks by mostly the Israeli Air Force, as well as artillery, since October 7th. And we can go back to 2006 to the Battle of Bint Jbeil, towards the end of that failed Israeli assault on Lebanon, when Israel lost 22 soldiers in one day in a kind of failed like Pickett's charge. These are villages that are very well defended. They even have like hundreds of local guard members who exacted damages on Israel in 2006. There were many more Israeli forces in those areas than Hezbollah fighters. And Israel's demonstrating once again that its strength is in the most cowardly attacks possible, and that face-to-face against real men, exploding pagers don't work.